All right, guys. No intro video yet. I'm gonna get one of those here shortly. I don't know when, but I'm a little bit slow on things sometimes. I'm fast at some. It's just the priorities, right? It's every time I click start the stream, it says, "Do you have an intro video?" And I'm going, man, I keep forgetting to do that intro video. All right, or having one done. I don't have time to make one myself, so I need to get like one done. But anyway, so if somebody wants out there and wants to make one for me, that would be a great. I would welcome that service. And so putting that out there. All right, guys. So I would have originally done this yesterday. I was pretty tired from the weekend, but in the show, and then the ACDC show, decided to wear my hat tonight. But I came home to my house is set up kind of odd. It's technically 3 floors, even though it's not it's not as big as it sounds. Hey Chris, thanks for joining us. We haven't seen you in a little while. Hope to see you at a show soon, buddy. And I'm bringing my cars over here shortly. I finally got a break. I'm bringing them over. So so I came home to you'll see if you notice here. Let me move something here, but you'll see that thing in the corner. Well, this thing in the corner here, a mini split. So I have like 4 of those throughout my house, my bedrooms and stuff. And then we have central air in the one main floor. And that decided to die basically when I got home from the show. I had planned on getting it replaced. Actually, was going to call this week and get an updated quote for it and get it scheduled, but it decided to schedule itself because it died. And so yesterday it was a little warm upstairs, and I was working on getting things scheduled and everything. So I'm a little bit behind in getting this video out to you. And I'm working on the shows. So I've got some new shows to share with you guys. I know you saw me post something about Daytona. Daytona last week. So I'll go over a little bit about that. Let me go ahead and put up the schedule. This is the current updated schedule as of, let's see if it, yeah. So this is the current updated schedule as of today. All right. Now I'm still working on Daytona because I'm going to go and visit there tomorrow. I may try to do it depending on the internet. I may try to do a video from there. But basically, I've added a few shows. I should have highlighted them on here, but the first one that I've added in the last couple of weeks is Ocala Collector Fest in July, on July 27th. I'll talk about what I added, and then I'll talk about the overall plan here, which is why it's all bunched up like this. And then I added Bradenton today, so contract is signed for that. And then I'm going to look at Daytona tomorrow. That I'm going to actually go look at Ocean Center, do a tour with the lady there, the rep there, and then she's already given me a price. She's already given me a price. Let me go ahead and make myself a little bit bigger here. She's already given me a price for that. And it's going to be good for vendors, but I need to find parking, see if there's more parking options because there's a charge for parking at the Ocean Center. It is at the beach and stuff. So how that happened was last week, I just got an email from the Ocean Center saying that they would like to have our show there. So I happen to have this date. I'm going to go back. This October 4th is Kissimmee one day. And then sometimes we do a double, what I call a double weekend or double dip, whatever, where we basically do 2 different shows one-day shows and one weekend, as long as they're close to each other as far as driving within a couple hours. And so when she reached out to me, I said, I'm considering filling this October 5th date. Do you have anything available? She said, yeah. So what they have available, what I'm being told now, again, this is all like not set in stone. This is in progress, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. So my plan was they have a meeting space there. They have a meeting space there, and anyway, which I assume would be like a carpeted ballroom type thing. And then they have obviously larger spaces there. Okay. Also, I wanted to rent the 14,000 square foot space that they had. And then, so it turns out they're going to give me a good deal on the exhibit hall, because that's all they have. That would be the huge space. We're not going to fill all of that. And I'm going to do that. Even if I could fill it all, I'm not going to do that, because it's like 100,000 square feet, and we only have one day. So we are going to have, as of right now, my plan is to map it out with all 10 by 10s. So there will be no, tables with 4 feet behind it, which is my standard. Now, the reason why I'm going to do this is, one, they're giving me a special price for that space for this time only. Okay. And then they're also, we can't get in there until Sunday morning. So in order to make it easy and make it so people's spaces are correct, I'm just going to go with a standard size of 10 by 10. So I'm going to guess I'll add that show towards the end of the week. You're going to see a show tomorrow. I'll be adding the Bradenton show, most likely. And then I'm going to be finalizing Fort Myers, and then you're going to start seeing some of these other ones pop up on our page. If you go to our website, floridatoyshows.com, you'll see all the shows that I have currently taking applications. Okay, let me go ahead and again, I'm going to real quick talk about the added shows. So, of course, the added shows that I've added are Ocala for July 27th, September 14th, and October 5th as of right now. Everything else, I'm sorry, October 26th in Port St. Lucie. That is something and that's a typo here. I'm glad I didn't post this online, because I have like a design program, and I just kind of copy and paste these. And then I change the names around, the dates, I add the dates, and then I copy and paste, and then I color code these, as you can see. But so this is wrong. This is obviously at the Polish American Club in Port St. Lucie. All right. We had a good show there. We had a bunch of people want us to come back. And I thought, hey, let's go ahead and give it. There's a guy down there, Mac. They want to bring some monster stuff. We've never really done any kind of Halloween-y type show, so we're gonna try that at the end of October. So actually, okay, now why have I set up the schedule like this? Let me go ahead and go back. I guess I like myself being big, but why have I set up the show like this? And let me quickly say, hey, what's up, everybody here? Thanks, Marcy, for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you in Orlando. And hey, Damien, love to, if you're interested in coming on here and talking about the collection video, more than welcome to do that. I can send you a link. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about part 2. And then Augie, thanks for coming on. You applied for Star Wars. I know you've been asking me about that. I'm checking on the table that you applied for. So, all right. And then, thanks, okay. I assume you're talking about Ocean Center. Jennifer, thanks for joining us. I don't know if you have, of your, I'm going to be right by your house. So should be able to hopefully in August. Thanks for all your help. I'm not caught up enough to even send you flyers. So when I do, I appreciate all your help though. Okay. On Bradenton and all that. You said something about maybe signing up. I don't remember that for sure. Okay. Jonathan, thanks for joining us. I think our buddy from Shellhead, Tony, there is out of town. He went on some work sabbatical, and okay, you want to try Ocala? Oh, so sign up for Ocala right away if you are interested in that, because that is a small space. We're just trying it out. It's going to be it's about the size of our Jacksonville. It's really only about 40. It might be 50 tables. I don't know. I think there's like 45 tables there, and I'm almost out of walls already. Okay. Jose Cruz, look forward to seeing you in Orlando. And of course, Margaret, thank you. You and Mike, glad you had a great show. I know the setup was a little weird, this last weekend, but we'll see how it goes. All right. And August, thanks for cool. You on table and all right. Thanks for I think it's going to be really good there in Bradenton. We just got to get people to know about it. So all right. Let's see. All right, let me go back to the schedule, and then I'm going to go back and talk about Port St. Lucie this weekend. All right, so the reason why I have it all bunched up here, you'll notice that, I don't really have that much. I don't really have any room here on the paper, basically for a later November show or later or December show. I'm not planning on, this is going to be the end. So everything you see here, I'm not planning. I may, if I get the right venue and have the right setup, do this gift show that I've been wanting to do for a couple years. But right now I'm planning to bring Super RetroCon back in January of 26. And so I'm going to end my schedule, show schedule. And then usually November, Coco is just okay. It's good for Coco, the customers that come, but the vendors are getting, that I talked to, some of them are getting frustrated. So I don't want to ruin that show. We do get a decent crowd, but I think I'd rather focus on my time on prepping for Super RetroCon in Lakeland here, and then just so I'm going to bunch up September and October, kind of the fall, and then I'll be done. That way, I'm just going to try it this way, and then I'll have that break, and we can focus on the new year and all that. Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Super RetroCon for sure. Okay. So let me go back and talk about, Port St. Lucie. It was a great show. We had some hiccups with food. We had some hiccups with the building. And I guess, the only complaint that we really had online was parking. I didn't know parking was an issue. I could see how it could be an issue, I guess, because we did have a line at the beginning, and then the parking lot out in the back where my Hummer was parked is not very, it's not delineated in any way. So maybe we could have put some ropes or something out there to help the parking. But I had no idea how many people were coming. We had a really good show. I think everybody that came was really impressed. They really loved us being there and want us to come back. And then there were some people there that said they could, so I just thought, hey, might as well look into a date, and see if we can do it. So we're going to go ahead and do that again in October. And let me go ahead and show some pictures here from the show. These were posted. These are just ones that I took. I'll go back to my photos thing here. This is a vendor here. He's over here supposed to be, he's shopping over here, which is fine. Pat there. Then you got Steve, our our vendor friend. This over here to the left was the concession stand, and Mike and Margaret were there. And let me go ahead and make sure you guys can see everything there. And hold on. And then, okay, so you can see the concession stand. And this is another part of that same room. When I went in there, so here's the front. We didn't use the stage, but that will be used next time. This is the other room. That was a little warm. This is your front door area. I like the way that this was all laid out. When I got there, though, the people, the guy, I literally, I show up to these shows, and especially the first time, and it's not, I'm not mad at the building or anything like that, but what happens is I show up to the building, and pretty much 100% of the time, I have to move a lot of tables. Okay. I create these really detailed maps. Well, when I got there, the guy had all these tables were the other way, where they were just like going across, so they were like, instead of like you see where you walk down the aisle, it was actually walking the aisle the other way. And I was like, oh man, so we had to move all the tables. And then the other room they had given me a dimension, which was wrong. So actually I was able to move some tables around, and, let me go ahead and, I was able to move some tables around, and let's go through a couple other pictures here. And then, so all these tables had to be moved like you see them here. Thanks for, hey, Joe, Galaxy Games. All right. This is the room on the other end. Jose Cruz there is in the corner back there. And that's all the photos I took. All right. So let's go ahead and, but anyway, it was a great show. And other than getting in there a little early, I don't see how I could have done really any better than, especially for the first show. I did buy about 60 tablecloths, to put everybody, so that everybody could have one. You'll see a couple people were able to use them, but I didn't have time because I had to move the tables around. I didn't have time to put them on there. So, so hopefully I want to have more of a standardized show where everybody has tablecloths. I know a lot of people use their own, some people, but that's kind of a goal. Okay. All right. So, let me just see. Sorry, I'm just checking, see if I have somebody that is messaging me maybe about coming on. But I'll probably just move on here. All right. Okay. All right. So coming up, next is Orlando. Okay. That is sold out. All right. For vendors. So if you're already signed up, it's great. But I am sold out at Avanti. It's now called Wyndham Avanti Palms Resort, I think. I don't know if the Palms Resort, but it's called Wyndham Avanti for sure. Okay. And Galaxy Games. Oh, and Galaxy Games will be at the Orlando show. We've got, our standard, when I say the standard layout, we do have Pam Cordero back. We do have some new vendors that, haven't signed up for them in a while. We've got Jeff Bernardo is be back in Orlando. I'm trying to think of some other people, but definitely, it's a full house there in Orlando, and that's in about 3 weeks. So this week you're gonna see me. My kind of schedule is gonna be going, over to Orlando, or basically tomorrow I'm gonna be in Daytona. So tomorrow I'll be going over to Daytona to visit there. I'm going to probably try to stop in Orlando, maybe hit up our friends at some of the comic stores to talk about Orlando. I really want to get them posters this time. And I'm going to try to step it up here. Okay. And then, awesome. Yeah, you did if you guys didn't watch that video, that retro guy did, man, it is really good. My room here is kind of a mess, and I'm certainly not, I really, the goal was not to promote my stuff and or me or anything like that. He asked me to, but at the same time, I do want to share some things, and maybe it'll help people learn things or whatever. I want to do more videos, and then my goal is to inspire people to either buy stuff, or maybe they forgot about things or whatever. And some of the things that I do, some of the things that I buy, like some of the bigger toys that I'm trying to have for display at the shows, stuff like that. So I really love doing the shows. I would say that's obvious with my schedule. I don't feel like I'm, in between these events, I'm doing other events, I'm going to other events. So not really doing any other events, but going to other people's events. So, all right. So let's see. And I think, part 2. All right. Well, I think in part 2, we're going to talk about, my plan anyway is to show you some game stuff, console game stuff, and Batman items and some Hot Wheels stuff like that you didn't even know, and maybe do a little bit of a storage review or storage. Hey, what do we got in storage type thing? I don't know. Those are my ideas. But if you haven't watched the video, check it out. It was, I thought it was very well done. And I hope I can put videos together like that. He had music, and then cut up things in a very good way and all that. And it's easy to watch. I think it's 20 minutes or something like that. So, all right, August, we'll see you, in Bradenton, or maybe before that. Okay. Thanks for coming on. All right. So let's see. I'm just going to make sure I went over so we talked about Port St. Lucie. We talked about the added shows, the schedule, the reason why the schedule is like that. I'm not planning on adding any other. This is going to be the schedule pretty much. Okay. We did have Gainesville ask about coming back. They contacted me. I just don't see a place for it right now. And then I am going to be working on 2026 basically already. I know it's only May, but if you think about it, like the minute that MegaCon was over, they were already almost selling tickets for the next one. So I'm not quite that far, but anyway. All right, guys. I guess this will be a short little video. Make sure you follow us. I'm going to try to move this over to YouTube here eventually. Once again, it's one of those technology things where I know how to do it. Or I know roughly how to do it. I haven't done it, but it's just a lot of things, and I'm just prioritizing making sure that the shows are running as smooth as possible, that we have everything. So make sure. Okay, so one last thing I do want to mention, Tampa Toy Con. We're going to have announcements in this week for a couple more guests. One of them will definitely be a surprise, and then I'm going to be pushing all of these shows. Next few, you'll see a bunch of stuff on the other shows. So, all right, guys, thanks again for watching. Let's see. I'll probably be back on next either Monday or Tuesday. Maybe I'll do a video if I can, or post a video about the Ocean Center and what we're gonna do. And we'll talk soon. Have a good evening, guys. Bye now.